Dr. Joel Bloom.
Thank you for trusting us with your children. Thank you for supporting this university. Thank you for joining us here today. Have a great day. Stay. It's a full day. There's a big calendar up there. And you all take care. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye now.
OK， 今天呢，10月31号，准备从台南搭高铁呢，去台北参加 NJIT 校长的晚宴。Let's go！ 101，现在外面在下雨。现在5点啊，那个柜台的话是5点半开启，所以在这边等半个小时吧。北101 85楼上面，那今天台北的天气就雾雾的，下面已经在下雨。
Yours?
I'm fine, Jerry.
Jerry?
Yes, nice to see you again. I was homecoming.
Hi, how are you?
Hello,
Hi, Simon.
Jerry. OK， 各位，那个校长来了，校长跟校长夫人。这个是。
Welcome to Taiwan.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Glad to see you all here. Very nice greeting. And we look forward to spending the evening with you and learning more about you and telling you about your great university. Your alma mater. Oh, the digital education. That's what you're in a good profession. Digital. Very good.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Kenneth Alexo. I serve as the Vice President for Development and Alumni Relations at your alma mater, NJIT. I want to thank all of you for taking the time this evening to join us at our first ever gathering of NJIT alumni here in Taiwan. This is my first trip to your beautiful country, and I have to say, in the less than 12 hours that I've been here, I've seen nothing but warm hospitality, and I see that this evening as well. So thank you again for joining us. We're going to hear from our president, Dr. Joel Bloom, in a couple of minutes.
I became your president in 2011. President now for 8 years. And what we decided, some of us, about 8 years ago, was it's time to make NJIT an outstanding university, to make sure that we recruit both excellent undergraduate students who would graduate. In the US, only about half the students who ever start the majors you graduated with, the chemical engineering, environmental engineering, mechanical engineering, only about half ever graduate with their engineering degree. Today at NJIT, we're graduating almost 70% of the first-time, full-time freshmen. The applications to your university, just for undergraduates, are over 9,000 students each year, and we admit about 1,400. I was sharing with one of your colleagues just now, in 1995, about 5 years after I came, an alumnus by the name of Al Dorman approached us at the university, and he said he would fund an honors college, all majors, but he would want very high-performing students. Mr. Dorman, or Dr. Dorman, was the founder of today it's the largest engineering design firm called AECOM. AECOM, actually, I know works in Taiwan. And we started growing an honors college. In fact, somebody said they used to live on Warren Street. Who lived on Warren Street? Where you lived on Warren Street, that whole block now is a residential honors college. It's a beautiful building, right? These 800 students in the honors college, all majors, top 2% of the academic performers in the United States, top 2%. So very, very good students. Many of them, not unlike many of you in this room, I am impressed by how many of you are PhDs. I'm impressed by how many of you are at universities teaching. That is very, very important work. Getting the next generation ready to take leadership, particularly in our STEM economies, right? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. I'm impressed how many of you are in the environmental sciences, environmental engineering. I'm curious as to why so many. Maybe it's how you grow. Maybe it's how you grow up here in Taiwan and recognize the importance of the environment and environmental engineering. So we are growing the student enrollment. We will stop for a while at about 15,000 students because we're out of space. We have added in the last 4 years 1 million square feet to our campus. We now have, remember the high school? I know. When I came there in 1990, it was still it was a challenge. It was a challenge. So we bought the high school about 12 years ago. And today, right, it's a beautiful building, the high school. We redid the front of it. State gave us $86 million. And we redid the interior. The students love it. It's the original brick. So it's a 1912 building, if you remember. A lot of original brick, a lot of granite floors, high ceilings. It has the best Wi-Fi on campus. In January of 2018, we were supposed to open the building over the break. When we came back to campus, students were already found their way into the building, telling us the Wi-Fi in this building is great. So it's a lot of student workspace, a lot of classrooms. The top floor, the 4th floor, is one of our newest and fastest growing majors. No one in this room is in biology. Well, I heard somebody's in biomedical, right? A biotechnical? Oh, yes. Fastest growing major at NJIT. And, very important, more women. More women.
Wow.
So there's that's important. Now there are almost 3,000 women at NJIT. When you were there, a couple hundred? Maybe. So a lot more women. A lot of diversity on our campus. I should have done a little more homework. I know we have, not including students from India, we have about 2,000 students from Asia. Probably most of them are from mainland China, but I know we have Taiwanese and I know we have South Korean. And we have some students from Thailand as well. Actually, we have a sister school in Thailand, Chulalongkorn University. It's a very famous research institute. We partner with them in research on environmental science. And it's National Science Foundation, U.S. National Science Foundation funded. So we are very happy to have the diversity of Chinese students, of Taiwanese students, South Korean students. And that's very important to our campus. We have hired, in the last 7 years, 150 new faculty. Many of them are young, like some of the people here in this room, not me. 150 new faculty. Half of those 150 are of Chinese background or grew up in China or possibly Taiwan. Again, I have to check when I go back. So we've begun to see increasing in New Jersey. New Jersey is very diverse. We have a high population of young men and women from India, and we have a high population of young men and women from other parts of Asia, including China and Taiwan and South Korea. And in fact, Simon Nynes over there, who's our...
How are you guys?
who's our vice president for everything having to do with business incubation and commercialization. So it is important that as a polytechnic university, we take the intellectual property, the research, and we share it with business and industry. And not only do we share it, but we help start up small companies. Simon is there just about 1 year, and he has already changed from incubation to acceleration, right? We need to accelerate because the knowledge, the information, is changing so quickly in science and technology. So now we have an accelerator, brand new floor that he did. He spent about $2 million of my money. Oh, it was invested. I'm sorry, invested. He keeps on telling me we need to invest in innovation and entrepreneurship. So far, he's the best innovator and entrepreneur. I haven't figured that out yet. But very important, business incubation. So now we have 3 faculty-led companies just in the past 10 months are in our incubator accelerator with students. Some of the students started as undergraduates, finished PhDs at NJIT.
And we have equity, as NJIT, we have equity in their companies. Instead of them having to pay us, they can use those funds for sales and marketing, and we can grow with their success, and future generations of students can benefit from that.
So if you have a company and you want to incubate in the United States, see Simon Nynes.
Desks are as cheap as $350 a month. Come see me, I have plenty of business cards. And when you're there, feel free to donate. I'll throw in 10.
So we've added faculty. We have added new majors as well. We now have 60 undergraduate majors and 60 graduate majors. Fastest growing fields, I told you, health and life sciences. We have a brand new building, life sciences and engineering. So if you have friends who are medical doctors, physicians, I tell my friends, half of what they do today is engineering. Implants, knees, hips, right? Monitors, instrumentation, clean room, all engineering. I tell them what we're doing now today is cell and gene therapy. Some of you work in for the pharmaceuticals, I heard that. So you know we've gone from not only compounds, pills, but now we do, and particularly in the treatment of cancer, immunology. We help people grow healthy cells. We affect their genes. And this way they don't have radiation as severe treatment for cancer. We don't have a medical school, but we now work, if you remember, there used to be a medical school, UMDNJ, right up the street. Today it's Rutgers BioHealth and Sciences. So we partner with them. So we, in this new building, Health and Life Sciences, we did the cell therapy labs. We built the gene labs at the medical school because it has more application and work for physicians. So we're very much into the health and life sciences. We're also very much into anything IoT, right? The Internet of Everything, into cybersecurity, blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine language. For the past 2 years, we hosted the international conference with Amazon Alexa, all about voice technology. Voice technology is the quickest way to engage technology. It's not as accurate yet as keystroking, but it will get there. But if you think about it, if you keystroke with technology, 40, 50 words a minute. If you speak to technology, it's 150 words a minute. With the rapidity, with the speed of computing, we should be able to do more with voice technology. At that conference, we had almost 5,000 people on your campus, 30 countries, including your country, including China, and universities and research centers from around the world. We have a brand new building. It opened last January, called the WEC, Were you there when they were building the WEC? No? You were there in 2015, 16. So it's over 200,000 square feet. That's where we held the conference. But it's also our basketball arena. It's also everything about fitness and health, wellness and event center. So that's one of the brand new buildings, life science and engineering, the WEC. We also, we redid the high school. So we continue to add buildings. You may remember there was a very, very unattractive building, actually ugly, on the corner of Martin Luther King and Central. Is a big wholesale florist, Muller's. So we bought that recently. We're going to knock it down this spring, and that will probably be the next largest building on campus. Research. We are an R1 research university. In the United States, that is the highest ranking Carnegie classification you can be of a research university. In New Jersey, there are only 3. We invited Princeton, Rutgers, and NJIT. There are, of the 4,000 colleges and universities in the United States, there's only 131 that are R1s. Of those 131, we're one of the smallest size universities as a research university. That means our faculty, like many of you, are highly productive. They do a lot of research. $170 million this past year in research expenditures. In 2011, we were doing $60 million. So we have quickly grown our research. We've added those 150 faculty. That is what is powering our research. We also this year, lots of good things happened this year, but it took us a little while to get there. This year, we became a top 100 university in the United States. U.S. News and World Report, very important ranking. Parents, students, people from Taiwan, they open U.S. News, they check out the university. So this year, we are number 97. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The truth of the matter is we will soon probably be in the 80s because we continue to improve the graduation rate, the retention rate, the number of faculty we now have on campus. When you read U.S. News and World Report, they have about 15 metrics: graduation rate, SAT scores, and then the faculty per students, how much you invest in the physical plan. The last column, all the way over on the right, what's the phrase? Alumni giving. The alumni giving, I have it right? Yeah. Our alums do very well. So when they give back, we continue to move up. He'll talk to you a little more about that probably sometime during dinner. But that satisfaction, I'm so thrilled to hear how so many of you speak so proudly about NJIT. And that's very important. It makes what we all do better. We learn from your satisfaction from how you've achieved so well. I have the best job in the world. I'm the president of this outstanding university. My wife, Dr. Bloom, former faculty member. So we're a little busy, so she can't be a faculty member anymore. So she retired, but now we get to travel and meet so many of our proud alum. So that's very important. R1, top 100. Here's the best ranking now. This is truly, for me, the best ranking. Because I grew up, like many of you, with 2 siblings. I was the middle child. I have an older sister and a younger sister. But if I did not go to a public university, all three of us would not have been able to go to a university. So I went to City College in New York City. I did my undergraduate at City College and my graduate at Columbia University. But they paid me to go to Columbia. Like we may have paid some of you to come as either masters or PhDs. So because of public universities, in the States, public universities educate 70% of those young men and women who go on to college. Critically important work. However, public universities are not as well publicly supported. When I came to NJIT, the state, New Jersey, was paying us 70 cents on the dollar for the cost of educating students, both undergraduate and graduates. Today, they pay us 28 cents. So tuition has gone up, but it's still a best buy, still a best buy. Public universities are very, very important institutions. They transform the lives of young men and women. So the history of NJIT is lower income students come to NJIT, particularly as undergraduates and the graduate students. So in the nation, in all of the United States, there is one university that has succeeded the most in taking poor, economically poor young men and women. They graduate, they go to work for 10 years, and they're in the upper 2 quintiles. They start family income, lowest 2 quintiles. Now, at work, they're in the upper 2 quintiles of earnings. Only one university in the United States does that 85% of the time, and that's your university, that's NJIT. Number 1 in the nation. Thank you. So we are very proud of our university. We're very proud of the alums. This is, as my colleague has already said, this is very warm feeling. This is just a wonderful experience to be here and to meet so many of you and to hear what you're doing and the difference you're making. And there's no, I am not an engineer. I'm a mathematician, economist. So I was going to go make a lot of money on Wall Street. A lot of my friends from Columbia did. But there is not a better job than educating people, particularly educating people like you, who come to school every day to work hard, to achieve high, and to make all of us very proud of you. So thank you very much for being here this evening. I'm also very interested. At one time, we obviously had a very good pipeline from Taiwan to NJIT. Again, I will go back and do some more homework, but we are interested in expanding that pipeline. So for those of you who are in teaching, and we do 3+1+1s, we're going to meet, who did we meet with today? Yes, National Chiao Tung University. And they're very interested in partnering with us. So we're going to start working on a partnership. 3 years as an undergraduate, come to the United States, your 4th year, you get your degree from them, stay 1 more year, and we give you a master's degree. Sometimes it's X, and we give you you stay and do a PhD at NJIT. So we are very interested in continuing the internationalization, the globalization of NJIT. And if you want to help us that way, that's very good too, but Ken will tell you other ways you can help us. Ken Alexo, Dr. Alexo.
As you heard from President Bloom, what is happening at NJIT is really extraordinary. So your university has been on a decidedly upward trajectory for at least the last 5 or 6 years. And things are only getting better. So some of that ranking in U.S. News and World Report, as President Bloom noted, the data are lagging. So once the up-to-date data are included, we're going to be even better than 97. But of course, we're very happy to be in the top 100. there's a role for all of you to play in sustaining that trajectory at NJIT. And I like to call them the things that we need you to do. I call them the 3 I's of alumni engagement. So the first I is just stay informed about what's happening at your alma mater, where we share the good news about what's happening at NJIT. If you're not receiving that, that may mean that we just don't have your email address in our database. So again, just contact me. Let me know if you're getting it. If you're not, we'll put you on the list. We want you to be informed because we also want you to serve as ambassadors here in Taiwan for NJIT. We want more students from Taiwan to enroll as master's students in pursuing their PhDs, but also as undergraduates as well. So if you have students, if you have colleagues, or the children of colleagues, or the children of friends, or family members, and they're thinking about, what university I should go to because I want to pursue an outstanding STEM education, we want you to be in a position to say, you should look at NJIT. And I endorse it because I went to NJIT and, things worked out pretty okay for me. So we want you to be informed. The second I of alumni engagement, we want you to be involved. So this is going to be the first, this is going to be kind of the inaugural event. We want to pull together an actual NJIT Taiwan alumni chapter here. We have more than 250, this is what we have in our database. We have more than 250 NJIT alumni living here in Taiwan. So that's, and from my perspective, that's a critical mass. It's a critical mass of alumni, and it's enough to get a real alumni club or chapter together. And so I can't promise that there will always be dinners here at Taipei 101, but may have to aim a little lower. But in all seriousness, what a club or a chapter can do. I think it's good for all of you to know that your fellow alumni are out there. So there may be newer alumni who are looking for jobs, and they want to network, right? And they want to. I'm trying to help you guys. So, or they may need some mentoring, or that sort of thing. So we're definitely going to get a formal NJIT Taiwan alumni club together. So that's one way to get involved. Obviously, if and when you're back in the States and in the New York City, Newark area, please come back to campus. You can shoot me an email, let me know. I'm going to be there at 9 a.m. on Saturday. I'll make sure someone's there to give you a tour of campus. We got a nice VIP tour of some of the new buildings and facilities that the president talked about. So we want you to be informed so that you can be a good ambassador. We want you to be involved. So once we do kind of create that formal alumni club, we want you to sign up for that, and we want you to be a part of whatever events that club does. And the final I, which the president has already mentioned, is we would like you to invest in the university. And there are multiple ways to invest. I always say it's an investment of time, talent, and treasure. And the only reason treasure is important, the only reason an actual financial investment is important, I shouldn't say the only reason, but one of the reasons is that, yes, our university is ranked in part by the percentage of alumni who make a gift. It's not about the amount. That said, if anybody wants to make $1 million gift or a $10 million gift, just see me afterward. But all it really takes is $10, $15, $25. It's just a gift that says, I'm happy with the education I received at NJIT. I recognize that when I was there, even if you paid full tuition, the reality is the university was still subsidizing the cost of your education. I want to pay that forward. I want to show my gratitude and make sure that future generations of students are able to take advantage of the education that I received and from which I benefited. So, it doesn't take a lot. It really only takes a $10 or a $15 gift just to be on the roll, so that when we report to U.S. News and World Report among other media outlets, we can say, it's not 10.3%. We want to be at least 15%. Ideally, I'd like to be at 20%, but let's hit 15% first. So I want to thank you again for your hospitality, for joining us this evening. And we do have some gifts for all of you. So this pin that the president, Simon, and I all have on, we have this pin for you so that when you are talking to your colleagues or you're going to the universities at which you teach, maybe a couple of days a week you can wear the NJIT pin and we can get a little free advertising out of you. So thank you again, everyone.
我做核心的，我不管了。
And did you get it?
好，现在11:12，那刚活动已经结束，准备搭车回台南，所以又忙了一天。OK， 如果你喜欢影片的话，记得按赞、订阅、加分享，睡觉了。